testicular torsion. 2. This time it's personal. Don't.
Hi, we are the Syndicate.
I am Ron.
I'm sometimes Phil, occasionally. And we have our guest with us, Shawn Jordan. Say hi.
Hey, what's up?
He's invisible.
He is.
Yes. Ah, crap, they can see the Bluetooth speaker. Okay, well, we tried.
Yeah, Plant City on a weekday sometimes hard to get back all the way across to, the water there.
Yeah, it's hard to... I mean, I know for when just playing a show, just to be like, hey, we're going to be playing 5 miles away. It is technically Tampa, but it's 5 miles from where you are. Oh, I'm not going to Tampa.
Yeah, that bridge, I don't know.
Another county, I don't know about that.
So, Shawn, many people might know you from a famous local band. Go ahead and tell everybody what that was.
Asylum 414.
Ooh, you don't say.
You are correct, sir.
Like that. Some guys like that. I don't know. Those times are a little fuzzy at moments.
And since then, you've been working on a few other projects. I know one is actually with your wife. Is that correct?
Yeah, that is correct. Doing some acoustic things here and there. As musicians, we write what we write, and different feelings for different moments. And just so happens she has some skills too to be able to complement what I do.
Excellent, excellent.
And,
and then you also have your more, I'm not going to say mainstream project because it's still pretty heavy.
Yeah, but it's more groovy. It's not so, the metal, it's not like that. We're not going into it and thinking that minded, it's like, you want to have good grooving music, something where someone may not be totally into what you're doing up there, but they're still sitting there at the bar and their head's bobbing. That was the more the thought to that.
Yeah. It's good. It's actually good to have something that isn't to the extreme all the time.
Mm-hmm.
That can get ugh.
Definitely so. And our thought processes are we do what we do. If this time we want to, if it happens to be like a straight up funk song, it'll be a funk song. If it's a more metal song, it's that. It's just what feels good, and having a good time more importantly. So.
Yeah, that's a great thing, because I've been trying to do that, and I've just been splitting everything up into different things, and that's really annoying. Pretty much, it's just, here it is. Ugh.
But one of the this wasn't even, I asked you a couple of weeks ago if you'd like to join us on our little thing.
So.
Hey, it's a good size thing.
I was like, holy cow, really? Why me?
and you actually agreed. You were like, okay, I'll bring the gauze, I guess. And then come just this last weekend, there have been posts that have been sweeping across the Facebooks that are describing a possible reunion. What is up with this?
Well, it was talked about for a little while, and it's been mentioned here and there throughout the years with different guys at different times. And we've been asked about it several times in different locations and different people asked by different people. All at the times we're like, well, we thought about it, we talked, we're like, well, why not? We're all growing up now, so to say, in different places, and why not? We would feel like we had a good thing back then, and everything. We had a lot of good times. Is when we started to lose those good times and try to think more seriously about it, that it kind of went where it did.
That's so true with so many bands that, just that push that I want to be famous. I have to do whatever it takes to be famous. I have to sell out my friends to be famous. I mean, like...
to the mob.
To the mob.
Pretty much, and that was hard. I mean, that took all the fun out of it for everything, and once it came to that, it was, okay, now we're just going through motions, playing, new songs were pretty much non-existent at that point. We were just, playing shows, trying to push the music, and, we, like you say, wanted to be rock stars, and when you get that close, as good as everything did, the days of the Broken Machine and End of the Rope and Payload and Society's End, things like that, it was a good thing happening. We all felt good. We all felt, dude, this is awesome. Why aren't we doing something with this? So.
Yeah, I think that was actually a big part of it. Is the scene was thriving so much that everybody felt like something should happen.
Mm-hmm.
And you're like, where's the next step?
Well, like one of my favorite moments, he pulls me aside at one point, and he's like, we were opening it for Endo with them, and he's like, I don't want you guys to ever fall into the thing where you're destroying yourselves trying to become famous. Just do this for fun. And the funny thing about that is because shortly after telling me that, he threw my band under the bus so he could play that Hellraiser's Ball.
Well, that's all in good fun, though. You see.
Well, that's egos. I mean, that's egos, and that's hard to avoid in a situation like that. But it's, we all have them. I mean, that's part of why we do what we do, and to a certain degree, whether we want to admit it or not.
Yeah, it does.
We all still have that, but it's a matter of doing what's best for everybody, and that's really hard to get through to people, because everybody wants to be the rock star out there. That's why we do what we do, partially,
It definitely gets you. I mean, even whenever you're outside of just the playing stages and everything, whenever you're recording and whatnot, where the egos come into play, where it's like, in a sense, that ego can be a very good thing. It's a necessary thing, but at the same time, you can end up pushing yourself and your the people that you care about too much, too hard, and breaking friendships.
I've been in bands where that's actually in the recording process has totally killed the band.
Mm-hmm.
The band has broken up during the recording process due to just the things that you didn't realize was going on fully.
Mm-hmm.
And like it is, you're pushing, you're putting out all this money and all this effort, and you're pouring your heart into this, and sometimes you feel like I don't know the best way to describe it. I guess like you said, pushing people away because you want what's best for your sound, but you're not really listening to the other people, and just kills it.
Yeah, we had a similar thing that happened. Very similar. The recording process became incredibly intense, and we were looking for a bass player and whatnot, and that it ended up drawing all the creativity that we had that was like pushing us towards our best material to to suddenly grinding to a halt because everything had to be the best that it could possibly be. Everything had to be perfect, as opposed to just finishing the songs because the songs feel right. And that's a thing that Leonard Cohen said a long time ago, and Amanda Palmer spoke on afterwards, where her simplified version was that you have to finish every song that you start because of the fact that otherwise you'll never finish any of them because they all have to be the best.
Well, and then that's it. You're never going to reach that peak. Who was the dude that was playing with Guns N' Roses recently? Bumblefoot. I was watching a thing from him, and he was saying that basically he had to come to a realization that it's never going to be perfect. It's never going to be what you fully want from it, because every time you listen to it, you're going to hear something
yes.
Different for it. And like you'll go, 100 feet in this song in just a short time, and then as the time goes by, the smaller the increments of progress that you make on it, and until 10 years has passed and you've got nothing.
Yeah, due to some hard drive crashes and a laptop getting stolen, I lost between 32 and 36 songs because I just refused to finish them because I was like, it's not good enough, not good enough, not good enough. And then afterwards, when I listened to just the quick mixes that I had, I was like, I should have just fucking put that shit out. It was fine. And
that's what I've decided with the one project, the Thy Scorn band, is that we know it's never going to be perfect. At this point, we're doing it from our little jam room here, so we're going to get certain quality, and we've come to accept that, but it's more about getting the music out there. I mean, that's what we're doing. We're writing songs so that people can hear them, not just us.
Do you have any shows with your new...
Not perfect, but, like it or not, here it is.
Do you have any new shows coming up with your new project?
Actually, that's what we're working towards right now. We've been taking the last, how about this? The first part of this whole project was just myself and the 2 vocalists that I have with me.
Okay.
And we were writing songs and just doing stuff, and we're like, well, at this point, we need to take the next step. So we finally found the missing pieces to this, and the last 6 months or so, we've been working on, getting the songs tight, and, getting these guys to learn the material that we have. And in the meantime, writing songs on top of that, because, new members and new things bring new juices and new vibes, and, you want to put that out there too, because that's what the band has become. So, but soon, we're shooting for like, where we're at, February, like maybe May is what our end goal is for that. Hopefully sooner, but we'll say May to be safe.
So, Shawn, I do want to ask you, since we're talking about shows, tell me, what was one of your favorite concerts you ever played?
I ever played? Well, obviously, I would have to say it was at Boomers.
Of course.
And it was one of those family, if you could see my air quotes, family type shows that we had there.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it was. We all played together. We had awesome shows there. I can't pick out just the one because there were so many great shows. That was End of the Rope, A Broken Machine, Society's End, Payload, and Asylum. I mean, we had so many awesome times there that I can remember. And it's so hard to pick out just one.
Yeah, and out of all of these that we've done, that Boomers always wins it.
Yeah, and I ask anybody, and they're like, "Yeah, it was that show at Boomers. That show at Boomers."
Yeah, there was something about that place, man. That was.
And to me, kind of when that place went away, the scene kind of went away as it was. I mean, there was no place like that had the draw, so to say, that had that place. That place did. Even the Brass Mug. Now, I mean, I love the Brass Mug. But, you go there for an average metal show, average local show, I mean, there's nobody there. They've got a kick-ass place now, but it's still not, Boomers. That atmosphere and playing on that stage and everything was just awesome,
Yeah.
I mean, when Boomers came out, you had Boomers, you had Venom, which was also City Lights on and off.
Yeah.
Gasoline Alley, US 19 and 66th Street, and then when Boomers first Venom went away, few people noticed it.
Yeah.
And then
cool place still, though.
I mean, it was an interesting place because it was they tried changing it up so many times to where it was like this room's industrial and this room's a metal room, and then
which, mind you, that was the first place that I ever got any of my industrial stuff played. And no one fucking
definitely good times there too. So.
Yeah, no one fucking noticed because they were all incredibly drunk. But at that point, it was $10 sink or swim night, and White Russians. This doesn't sound too manly, but it totally is. I drank them out of milk because I had so many White Russians.
Hey, but, in the context, that's definitely a statement there.
Yeah, I don't know if it's a good one or a bad one, but and then taking an Alpha and playing in the other room whenever we had the
thing.
The thing with the face there and the broken air conditioner. That was still a great night, but still there was some that time period I think was really great for metal in the area and everything, and in a way I think that there's a resurgence coming back, at least from what I'm seeing from me being out of it for so goddamn long. There might not be, but to me it looks like it. And them moving the Orpheum, the new Orpheum is much better as far as there's a big old stage and there's room. You can put people in there. It's good. It's good.
I mean, 662 looked like it was gonna die off, but it held in there. And downtown St.
Well, of course,
Pete.
I mean, it's always gonna hold in there. I mean, that's what Tampa and we've known for is metal. So I mean, I don't see it ever going away. But it just was,
a lot shut down for a while, but it did seem to slowly bounce back.
That's awesome. That's what it needs to happen is that right there, because like the same thought before was the bigger the scene and we're doing all this and it's the scene's thriving like that, then it's more chance of somebody getting noticed from there. Bring that attention down here. Look at all these awesome bands that are doing all this. Look at these shows that are happening. And
yeah, and in combination with that, I mean, I think that sometimes you got to knock that down, build it back up. It
got too big for itself.
Yeah, get that
exactly.
nice cleansing.
Getting back to the Asylum 414, and I want to apologize to your current band, but I mean, like I said, I was kind of floored this weekend when I saw it. I was really excited. Asylum always brought it, and then to see that you and Maggot and Jeremy and Sparky and Adam all talking again, is this something that might be a permanent thing, or is this like a one-time show? We didn't get a chance to say goodbye the way we should have.
Yeah, well, originally that's how it was talked about, was doing a 1 or 2 type show type thing, and just to get together and have some fun, and because again, we all felt like we left so much on the table there, that why not?
Yeah.
So, but it started like that. But there's been talk of bigger things than that. But we got a lot of work ahead of us at that point. So I mean, we said we don't want to definitely come out exactly the same that we were. We want a little bit bigger things than what we were. We know we're capable of that, and we have the talent with the builders, so to say, to be able to do that stuff. So
yeah, and that time has passed. People have grown. You've learned more.
Exactly.
You wouldn't want to come back exactly the same anyway, because you've all grown as people. And on top of that, I think that idea is actually one that that everybody in our younger years had more trouble with, which was the why not idea.
Mm-hmm.
We would get very hung up on, you can get real hung up on shit that doesn't matter at all in the long run of things. And you look back at it's something that was only like 5-10 years ago, and you're like, huh, I don't give a shit. And,
it's like Deadpool. What's my name? Who fucking cares? Sorry, spoiler. What kind of equipment are you playing on these days?
Right now, actually, I just picked up a GSP 1101, and I'm still playing the LTD 707. I also do have a Schecter 8-string, but it's once you get in that, it's like hard to not play the typical stuff. So I haven't played with that too
just
much.
Just genting all the time now.
yeah, pretty much. And it's like I got it for the novelty of it, so to say. It was like, well, I'm just gonna get one to have one, And then I play it, and I'm like, oh man, give me my 7-string. I like that.
Yeah, I've got a.
But other than that, the Easy Drummer and things like that, what I've programmed most of the drums on, and up until now we've got Real Drummer. That's what the next step is, getting all that stuff recorded there, so that we can move again to the next step as well. And it's always to the next step. To me, it's setting goals. Even if we don't fully meet goals, at least we have a goal set and we're working towards something. It's not just aimlessly flailing around hoping something's going to grab somewhere and something's going to happen. You got to make it happen.
What kind of cab are you using these days?
Well, I've got a B52. It's an AT412. I've had it for a while. I love the sound of it. I mean,
I nearly got one of those. I was so close.
Yeah.
Damn it.
Yeah. I just love, most of my sound comes through the GSP, and then I've got that 15 band EQ and just straight power amp. I thought about getting a BBE, but it's to me, like I said, most of my sound comes from that GSP, and I can really refine it a lot with that. Even the old Digitech pedal I had, I talked to some people that I've known, like, well, for instance, say Aaron, the bass player from Society's End. He's like, dude, I always know I could walk into a Guitar Center or anything like that. I could hear someone playing a guitar, and I would know if it was you. You have this sound, and you have this style about you that that's recognizable, and that's something that that, like, we always listen to a band. You as soon as you hear that first note of that chord, you're like, damn, that's Slayer, that's Metallica, or whatever it may be. That's what that sound is, and that's one thing I've always like to have is my sound. So I keep it pretty much straightforward.
Well, who would you say is your biggest influence for your sound?
Well, I mean, it's hard to say. I mean, I've taken a little bit of other things, like obviously I was a huge Slayer fan and Metallica fan. Metallica basically taught me how to play guitar, at the time, and so did Slayer. And so I kind of took some of the sounds of both of those and tried to incorporate it. But now the technology is so much tighter and so much crisper. You listen to like bands like Born of Osiris and Veil of Maya and Lamb of God, things like that. Their sound is so tight and so precise sounding. I wanted that, so I try to take what I have and just try to tighten it up,
On that note, Born of Osiris is coming to town with local band Burning Fair Verona opening up for them. Great live show, Burning Fair Verona, if you haven't seen them.
I think it's.
And then
March
obviously
2nd.
you have Born of Osiris.
Yeah, I wanted to do a kind of a similar setup, where since I was doing keys here, I also, with my guitar and bass and everything, I was actually going to run through, originally I was going to run through the Line 6 X3 because of the fact that that could do guitar and bass, and do that through a power amp, and then do all the keyboards through, everything through the same thing, just to have everything that I need to play out live by myself, and then gather things around that. Until I came across that goddamn Mesa Boogie 2-band solid state bass amp, and now I'm like, well, what do I do for guitar now? Do I continue with said plan? Because I've got this. I have the perfect bass sound, but now I don't know what to do for guitar, as far as live stuff goes and everything. But I also I've got an LTD 307 EX, and I absolutely adore the sound of that. But with this band, I'm going with my 6 strings. I've got a PRS Paul Allender SE. The green one, oddly, as opposed to the purple one, even though purple's my favorite. That's my jam. The green one looked beautiful. But I've been playing a lot on Schecter and Trabian Array for bass, which sounds goddamn amazing. Especially considering how I found it. But anyways, that's neither here nor there. And you will not know my secrets, interwebs.
Homeless guy.
Try not to let too much out. Not too much.
Do you have a place where you've got the stuff with the band that you're working with now?
What do you mean? Got I'm sorry, now.
Any social media thing or
anything
you want to plug?
Yeah, definitely so. Obviously the Facebook and the Reverb Nation. I think those are I don't know if anyone still really uses Reverb Nation, but
actually, surprisingly, everyone that we've had on here, I believe, has had a Reverb Nation.
Yeah.
Reverb Nation is actually and it seems to be, people will refer there more than they will to their Bandcamp. And everybody also has their Bandcamp. Which I find interesting. But nonetheless, between that and, a couple of the others, it gets incredibly difficult to keep up with, trying to put everything everywhere. Because, that seems to be the key nowadays is, a lot of self-promotion. And, those things I'm absolutely fucking horrible at. So, that's great.
Anybody can sound awesome in a $1 million studio. It shows it with, hate to say it, all these pop stars and things like that, all that stuff there. Some of those people have no real talent like that. All their vocals are fixed in the studio with the computer.
All their music is written by someone else.
And, that to me is lame.
Yeah, but, you take something, there has to be some magical combination, because, you look at the Misfits, where I have heard hundreds of horrible punk bands that just, and the Misfits, when they started, they were a horrible punk band, but they were amazing. And there was a spark, there was something there. And without that, utter crap.
Well, we are 138. We are 138. We are 138. We are 138.
Yeah, you see? Lyrical genius. But there was something there. And I think that's at the heart of it all. Which,
so with
further down the spiral.
So with the new Asylum, if you will you guys be doing the get-ups, or are you gonna do something different? You gonna go away from it entirely, or
no, farther into it? Definitely not. It's not Asylum without the show, so to say. I mean, we were lunatics,
That is true.
escaped inmates, so to say. So I mean that's still gonna go, but it's gonna grow into a whole different monster if we all get our way. Definitely. So I mean, and back then, I mean, face paint was what it was, and it works, but that stuff sucked. After the show, it was hard. It was horrible. You guys know too. I mean,
oh yeah. You gotta buy a fortune in cold cream, and it's just
not even just that. I mean, like, you had to clean your instrument. Like, I remember Brett just looking down at his ESP, going, "Oh, what have I done? There is fake blood all inside the frets."
Yeah. See, I was thinking you were talking about your dick because you're the singer,
Hey,
but
I was the
I gotta
luckiest. I
clean
could
my
just be
instrument.
like, I'm just like, I'm here.
Opening for Cradle was Nebula of the Skies, and they're one of my favorite bands, and they're Australian, and they most likely were running on such a tight budget to be able to come over here. It was their first time coming to the U.S. and touring and everything. They didn't even have somebody to watch their merch booth while they were setting up and they were on stage playing. So they were probably just like, well, I fucking hope nobody takes my shit. While they set up, while they broke down, and then after they broke down, they came back to the merch booth.
And then they came back to the merch booth, everything was gone, and then they broke down really.
America's horrible! I'm going back to the land of convicts and giant spiders. I think that, a lot of them were sharing a sound tech, which was a good thing because of the fact that all of them have a lot to incorporate, like Nebula of the Scars has the clean tone singer also plays violin, and then Cradle, of course, you've got keyboards and everything going on, and it's always hard to get a nice clean sound.
It really is.
But the Butcher Babies were in between, and though I thought it was a weird bill, it worked out in a strange way because of the fact that over the years, the crowds have changed too. Mm-hmm. Like, the crowd that used to go see Cradle, it was just a sea of black with long black hair and nobody saying shit to anybody. Mm-hmm. Everybody just looking at each other going, my Cradle shirt is older than that Cradle shirt. And this time it was just a bunch of fucking lunatics and people just there. Mm-hmm. And one guy, sorry if you see this guy, that smelled so fucking bad. It smelled so bad.
I promise you that guy doesn't have internet.
And he just kept...
He is not one of our 5 followers.
Yes, he does. But he is probably right now down in a basement. We live in Florida. Down in a basement playing some... Mom, bucket! Mom, I need a bucket! But we, we were standing by the pit, and he was standing on the edge, and I had my arm up, and I'm like, if I have to cut the sleeve off of my long sleeve Cradle shirt, I'm gonna be fucking pissed. Get away from me, dude. And we finally went back by the merch booth where I could stare at Tall, Dark, and Gruesome there from, the screamer from the Obliviscarius, and Liz and I could talk about kidnapping him. So you just watch people, and you play music by visual cues. And that's how that works. And we'll all play to you. And then, of course, since we're playing live, everybody's going to speed up like 20 BPM anyway. Because they're like, come on!
That's one thing we were talking about with when we met up with Asylum was Sparky saying about how fast his vocals were already, and then when we play him live, we were just killing them.
Oh, yeah.
I can keep up with some of that stuff.
You bastards. Yeah, my favorite was anytime when Alan was our guitarist in ABM, was Alan, his notion of heavy meant faster. Oh, let's make this song heavier. No, your notion of heavier is faster. Like, he was like, hey, check it out. We just covered Disarm in under 3 minutes. And I'm like, I hate you so much.
Yeah, well, we had a thing like that too. There was
that's why I have 2 singers, so they have time to breathe.
Yeah, we had 3 songs in particular. 2 songs at the beginning with the first version of an alpha, and what I double timed the riffs, but then we played them live, and I was like, holy crap.
Well, I remember Serrated. I was like, Jesus.
Serrated was fast, but the other 2 weren't because the song sounded dirgy in the very beginning, but I just double-timed the vocals. But then Resurrection was the one that really got everybody but Eve. Eve was like, she could just play that shit so insanely fast, and she would do it to fuck with everybody else. And you're just watching like, and it was great. It was like a contest every night to see how fast we could fucking play that.
Oh, I think all bands do that.
Yeah.
Shawn, is there an Asylum song that you were most forward to playing out again?
Oh man, I like actually a lot of them. We're going back listening to some of all these CDs. Speaking of which, we have a ton of it. If anybody's looking for them, they're still available on CD Baby. But anyway,
see, we told you could plug something.
All of them. So, but probably Backwards and 5 Years Forever. Those are, and probably Murder Myself. Those three, I'd say, were the most fun to play.
I think Murder Myself was probably my favorite Asylum song. I was, I don't know, that was crazy, and I was, yes!
Good time.
Good time.
Yeah.
But I want to thank you, Shawn, for coming on with us tonight and doing our little show. All four of you out there watching. This has been Shawn Jordan. You might recognize him from Asylum 414.
Yes, he may look a little different as he's in this little blue and black casing.
He's in the casing?
He was very influenced by Portal, and he just decided to run with it.
Just run with it. No, I think you guys, it was a real honor for you guys to even ask me, and I really do appreciate it as well. And, I look forward to, actually getting out there and seeing you guys out there as well. And, with Thy Scorn and Asylum. I mean, it's just looking for good times to come. So, again, I really appreciate you guys.
Contact us whenever, whenever anything that you're working on, that you got going on, and we'll get you back on. We'll plug it.
Yeah, we'll get it on the air, or,
there is at
interwebs thing.
There's at least a number of people that will find out about it.
We'll critique it and tell you, our 4 or 5 listeners what we think of it. And
please do. That's what it's all about. Like I said, getting it out there and letting everybody hear it. And yay or nay, everyone's not gonna like everything you do. So can't please everyone all the time. Sure can piss a lot off. So
yeah, exactly. And for those that you can't please, fuck them anyway. That's what I say.
Yeah, that's what I say. I'm joking if they can't take a fuck.
Yeah.
And then
you dick about 67.
Also make comments below. Shawn will read this and he will reply as well because I'll make him.
I look forward to that. So tell me that, hey, that guy's an asshole. That's what I like to hear. Screw that guy.
So if you have any questions for us or for Shawn, feel free to comment below. Follow our YouTube channel, Syndicate FL. Follow us on Facebook, Syndicate. Follow me to my car. I don't.
Just don't be sitting in the back seat.
No.
That shit. I hate that shit.
It always spooks me.
We actually were going to do that to a hitchhiker girl that we picked up one time, but we did not, and that was probably better. That's a story for another day, and a legal lawsuit, I'm sure.
Remember, plausible deniability.
Just went out the window. It's time to get out, Mr. Snip Snips. But thanks for coming on.
Yeah.
And wow, that was an hour. That flew by.
Yeah,
that was
an hour flew by.
Yeah,
good times.
And you got anything to plug?
Yeah, the Facebooky or the.
Obviously, would be Facebook / Thy Scorn, THY Scorn, and the Reverb Nation, Thy Scorn, Reverb Nation / Thy Scorn, and hopefully very soon we'll have some 414 things going too. So be looking on the lookout for that. We're little teaser videos, little things like that, and let us know that people are interested in it. If you're interested in it, we're interested in it. If not, then probably still gonna do it anyway. But
yeah, like I said, go fuck yourself. If you do like it, hey.
And also, what's the name of you and your wife's project? The acoustic one?
Deathbox.
Deathbox?
Yes, Deathbox.
I dig it.
I like it. So, is there any kind of thing on Reverb Nation for that, or?
No, not yet. That's still some work in progress. We've got some things we've been working on, and we just want to get a little bit further before that gets where it needs to be. So soon, very soon.
Yeah, I got a couple of those too. We'll keep those hidden.
till the time is right.
Wait, what's this in your porn folder? It's all music files. No! Don't look at me!
Well,
And on that note,
we're the Syndicate. Good night. You can't skip this guy, okay?